Have you seen a young boy at the age of 10 years old crying after participating in a game, not because he lost, but because he feels like he let his teammates down, his parents down, and his coaches down? This is not how youth sports is meant to be played. Sports are supposed to be fun and educational. However, somewhere along the line, youth sports has stopped becoming a game and has become an industry. And in today's speech, I intend to prove to you that youth sports has gone too far towards professionalism, and it is harming children rather than helping them in the long run. To understand how we got here, we have to take a look at youth sports and what it used to be. For the most people, sports meant playing outside with friends, joining a school team, or participating in a local league. When you're younger, you played multiple sports. You had an off season, you had rest, and most importantly, you played because you loved it. But today, that experience is changing, and it's changing fast because kids as young as 7 or 8 are being placed on travel teams. They're practicing multiple times a week, traveling hours and hours for tournaments, and specializing in just one sport year round. Instead of playing for fun, many kids are playing for scholarships or even the slim chance of going pro. And that shift comes with real consequences. First, early specialization is leading to long-term burnout. When kids focus on just one sport all year long, they lose the joy that made them fall in love with it in the first place. Imagine doing the same thing every single day for the whole year, with high expectations, no real breaks, and constant pressure from everyone around you to improve. That's just not fun. It's like a job for kids. As a result, kids are walking away. Many of them quit sports altogether. By the time they reach their teenage years, they quit. Not because they don't like sports, but because they're exhausted. Secondly, these systems is increasing the risk of serious injuries. When young athletes repeat the same movements over and over, throwing, running, jumping, it puts stress on their growing bodies. This leads to overuse injuries like stress fractures, torn ligaments, and chronic pains. In other words, the system meant to build athletes is breaking them down. Take a look at me. I tore my ACL when I was 10 years old, and that set me back for a long time. And in some cases, those injuries can last a lifetime, just like mine. Third, youth sports are creating unhealthy levels of pressure and stress. Kids are being evaluated constantly. Every game feels important. Every mistake feels huge. And it feels huge because of that. Sports stop building confidence and start creating more and more anxiety. Kids begin to tie their self-worth to their performance, which is not good for having that in youth. If they play well, they feel proud. If they don't, they feel like they failed everyone around them. That's a dangerous mindset for anyone, even me and you, especially a child. And at this point, we have to be honest. And this isn't just about kids. Adults play a huge role in this problem as well. Parents invest thousands and thousands of dollars into travel teams and training and just traveling around the world for these games. Coaches push for wins and recognitions, and organizations profit from this broken system. So little by little, the focus shifts from development to results, from fun to pressure, from kids to outcomes. So the question becomes, what do we do about it? If youth sports have become too intense and too expensive and too focused on results, then fixing it isn't about one big change. It's about a series of smarter choices. Because systems don't change overnight, but priorities can. First, we need to bring back balance by setting clear limits. Right now, many kids are playing year-round with no real breaks. That needs to change. Leagues and schools should require off-season limits and limit the number of games and tournaments and discourage kids from playing on multiple teams at once. Because rest isn't falling behind. It's how kids stay healthy, and it's how they develop, and it's how they actually improve. Secondly, we need to stop pushing early specialization and focus on one sport and encouraging variety instead. Kids shouldn't feel like they have to choose one sport at 8 or 9 years old or even 7 years old. They should be exploring and learning different types, playing multiple sports at once, and it helps develop to be a better overall athlete, and it develops better skills and avoid injuries and stay excited about being active at a young age. The goal shouldn't be perfection, it should be discovery. Third, parents and coaches need to change what they reward. Right now, many kids feel like winning is the only thing that matters in life. But imagine if that changed. Instead of asking, did you win? What if we asked, did you have fun? Or what did you learn? Because what adults celebrate, kids also chase. And when the focus shifts to effort and growth, the pressure starts to disappear. And fourth, we need to make youth sports more affordable and more accessible, like it used to be. Because sports shouldn't feel like a luxury. Communities should invest in local low-cost leagues, reduce travel demands, and create opportunity for all kids, not just those who can afford it. Because talent exists everywhere, at every league, at every level, but opportunity does not. Finally, and maybe I think is most important, we need to listen to the kids. Ask them how they feel. Ask them if they're still enjoying the game. If not, take that seriously. Take it really seriously. Because this isn't about building the perfect athlete. It's about raising healthy, confident people, especially kids. So let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Very few kids will go pro, but every single one of them will remember how sports made them feel. Did it build them up or wear them down? And that brings us to where we started. The next time you watch a youth game, don't just look at the scoreboard. Look if they're smiling. Look if they're smiling. Are they having fun? Are they stressed, tense, and afraid to make a mistake? Because when a game stops being a game, we lose something important. And it's time we take that back. Thank you for listening to my speech. Have a great rest of your day.